Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to another episode of StarMade, where we're working on a nice little survival base, some survival ships, and other things like that. This episode we're going to be working on the factory a little bit, and I went ahead and set that up, and it's functioning. I don't know if it's right, I don't know if it's really how you're supposed to do this or not. But essentially what I have here in the back of the room is a bunch of chests, and all these chests are set to pull from this chest to different categories, so things will kind of auto sort itself. And then this chest you can set to pull from any of those chests, so you can pull things back to here, and then you can put it into the factory that you need to process materials from. The only one that's set to kind of do things automatic is our capsule refinery. So this is constantly working and pulling items. And if we go back here, I believe it's the back right chest, we have some resources here. And this is the chest for all of our raw resources. And so you'll see things getting kind of shifted around over time. At the moment, I only have this block set to only pull one of each. But in fact, I'm going to set it to where it's going to pull a lot more. So we're going to change and add a category here. And the category is called, I believe, manufacturing. And we're going to change the amount to, I think, 100. Okay. And then once this thing ticks, items will pull from it. Alright. Boom. Like so. Now, items are going to start getting processed via here fairly quickly, and then hopefully taken out of there and put back into a that chest, which will then get circled back into here. So if we look back into here, we can see a bunch of things getting pulled out. Let's see if anything gets put back in here momentarily. No, it looks like we're losing materials more than gaining, which isn't quite right. Okay, so this, it looks like it's pulling capsules, not just the refined bits, which isn't too good of its time, because we want the capsules to just go directly back into storage over there. And so let's see, what's the best way to do that? I mean, the best way would probably take that out completely and just have this hooked directly back up to there. And then we can just grab things. I believe we can clear out this auto pull, put them back in our inventory here. Just double check to make sure this pull tick doesn't grab anything. Nope. Good. And then throw this back into the sorting bin. In fact, I'm going to do this with everything we got, just as a good mass test here. So you just want to make sure everything's working as intended. So all this stuff needs to be refined down, except for the red dirt. The red dirt will actually move into the terrain chest automatically, which will be pretty nice. Same with the hull, same with the scaffolding. Everything should get auto sorted. This thing's working to process a lot of the raw resources. This is empty. This needs to be hooked up to here as well to auto process some components. I believe, let me see. Actually, no, I don't want this thing to be working at all, so we're just going to deactivate it. Okay. I know we're spending a lot of time early on here talking about this stuff, but I think it's pretty important to do. Yeah, this isn't working at all, which is great. This thing should be pulling from it, but I don't know why it's not. Jabaz capsule. These should get removed out. At least over time. Get thrown back into here. I mean, it's pseudo working, and it's working enough to. It just might need to cycle through for a while before things start piling back into here. Quick enough? I mean, how much is this chest pulling out? Because if it's not pulling out enough, well, yeah, only 20. So we're going to clear, and we're going to go back down to materials and set that to like 50. Maybe 100, just to make sure things get out of the system quickly. I know the back chest is only pulling it out via 500, so I should see this drop down to 12.1. Yep. So things are moving, just set to probably a little slower than it needs to be. Yeah. So let's go ahead and dump anything else we have in our inventory in here. And clear out all of these chests, because we won't need them anymore. We will have our nice centralized factory and storage that can hopefully handle everything. So we can go ahead and drop out of this and this one. There are some factory enhancers, so I'm pretty sure these are going to be producing, I think, 5 at a time, if that's right. I can't tell. It's like going too quickly for me to notice. Need to pick up the stuff from the chest out here, and then I can actually get rid of this whole outer setup, lay down a new faction module, clean this whole outer area up completely. As you can see, we have a whole lot of trash. Well, not really trash. I mean, this is all stuff we need, but we don't necessarily need it out here. And things are not kind of organized by any standards. Anything in here that I can grab? This is just terrain. How about these chests? Nope. 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 Oh. We have a few. So only a few more trips back and forth, and we'll have everything stored away, nice and neat, in an auto sorting system. I believe Buildcraft and Minecraft, you can do things like this now. So it's a very similar kind of mindset. Just simple gates where things will flow into and then get sorted and then pulled from into a centralized location. Let's go ahead and throw this. But what we're going to be building this episode is hopefully, at least the interior, some struts and things of the entrance to our hangars. So this pit will hopefully get nice and clean and have supports running along it, beams, and maybe if I have time we'll get the door working, but it's kind of a bigger process than needed. So you don't need that gun, we can grab all this stuff. It's really not needed. Anything else in there? Nope. I can actually throw these enhancers onto our new factory as well, which will be nice. At the moment I only have 2 of each factory. I'm sure, you know, the more you have, the more different things you can build at the same time, making it overall more efficient. But for now, I'm just starting out with 2. I'm not the best with the endgame crafting. Most of our ships at the moment have been mainly paid for, but I'm running a little light on the currency, but that's mainly due from not running into too many more pirates and just selling crystal armors. That's how we made all of our money. Take a look at this. Now, does this drop at all? 50. So this is going to auto pool. Should pull about 100 out here in a second. So that should drop to 370. Huh. I don't know if half of this stuff is getting moved back into the storage chest or not. I just don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of capsules, but that's something I'm probably gonna have to do off screen. Let's go ahead and use this, and let's pull out some hulls. So we need just basic gray. Let's pull out all the basic gray that we have, and let's go black basic. Let's go ahead and see how quickly that will give us our walls here. We also might have a lot of other things in another chest somewhere else. I believe the hull chest is back here. So here's all of our standard. Yeah, it might be in the chest full inside of our salvaging ship. I probably had to swap a whole bunch of stuff out. By the way, all that ore that we just put in the sorter and everything like that is from our salvaging ship. I went out and mined a few asteroids. It didn't take a whole lot of time. Probably only took, I want to say 10-20 minutes. Oh yeah, here's a whole bunch of stuff that we just sort away. Just take all this stuff out. Come on. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Let's go ahead and check these chests over here. The internals, by the way, are completely filled in for our mining barge now. I mean, it has, I think, about 4,000 shields. Not a whole lot, but most of the internals were fitted with cannons to sync up with our salvaging beam to make the reload a lot quicker. It probably reloads 50% faster now, which is good. You can get it up to, you know, a 1-to-1 ratio, so it's basically always shooting a beam out. But I'm okay with like a little bit of a pulse like behavior. It's not that big of a deal to me. Okay. So all of this should go bye-bye, and there we go. And now we should see some more stuff coming through over here. So yeah, we have some black hulls. We got our gray hulls coming through as well, which I can just pull out. And then deactivate the auto pull system. And now, let's go ahead, hop into our build block and do a little bit of building, and then I'll probably do some off-camera stuff. Of course, I'm sure you guys are already skipping there anyways, if you just want to see kind of the finished product. So, let's go ahead and get up a center line, because this thing will be symmetrical. Not the X. We need the XY plane, I guess, for this direction. Okay. Let's go ahead. And it was suggested to change my, how many blocks I can set this to for now in the INF file of my save. But I don't think I'm going to do that just yet. So what I do want to do is find the level that the doors are going to be at. So it needs to fit underneath the lowest part of the terrain, which happens to be about here. So, you know, our doors are going to go back underneath this layer of everything else. And we'll have to remove some sections down here as well. So let's see. Looks like it's 4. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, and this is so we can, you know, reskin the insides. It's not just the cliff face being shown. It'll actually be something a bit more man-made. at least in this section, there'll be pillars and things holding up the walls. Make sure that's all nice and flush looking. I think I need to remove these. There. And it should have done the same to the other side, because it is a symmetrical building, as you can see. It did, but of course there's not equal material on each side because of it being inside of a cavern, partly. That's a staircase I had to build so we could get out, because I accidentally fell in this pit not too long ago. I have a feeling this needs to stay, but I'm not 100% sure. Nope, I guess that had to go. Great. Okay, so let's go ahead, change it back to build mode, and put in some pillars. So it's going to be some black pillars in the corners. Just like this. All right. And then we can do, oh, I needed to do the same thing right here. Or do I? Do I? No, I don't think I do. Because the doors are only going to open in one direction, so. All right. And so this is our frame that everything kind of sits on in our hangar. Does that feels wrong? Because it is. Needs to go down one so the door can fit. All right. I'm okay with that being slightly above. It's not a big deal. But I wanted to at least match the front. So go ahead and just change that. Lower this down by one. Okay, so this is our first kind of look at it. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think 4 width will be good. I'm gonna go ahead and do another pillar out from here, and this is so that we can do some cross sections to give it some additional support. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, boom, that goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, that goes there. Okay, now we can grab just our slope block here. And try to do this to the best of our ability. Which will probably mean laying out our centers. And then let's see what this looks like with a slope attached to it. Not good, I can tell you that much. Just not good. Let's just get rid of these. And try this again. Bet an odd number would have worked better, so we're just gonna have to do this purely out of the slopes. I think that'll fix it. Let's try and find the angle we need for this. And then the other angle. Okay, so it looks like that will be needed. Then we can go straight into the next one. Should probably save these as templates, so I'm just gonna pop them in to do quick, large structural pieces, and we're already at 20 minutes. Oh boy. Alright. Just so you guys don't have to sit through hours of this, I'm gonna go ahead and do a bunch of stuff off camera. It might not be the biggest building episode that we've done, but I really wanted to get the factory working for the most part and show you guys how that works in general. So I'm gonna go ahead, be right back, and hopefully this will look a little bit nicer and a little bit more industrial. Alright, so we have our basic supports in. It's starting to look a little industrial. There's going to be these pathways on each side of the door. The door is only going to open up from about this width here. And on this side there'll be this kind of walkway slash strip area that you can look down into the lower hangar area. Same thing over here. So it's going to have that walkway. I'm just running out of blocks to continue working on that kind of thing. There'll be supports up on this wall, maybe connecting somehow to the command room. And you guys can see from up here kind of how big the mining ship is compared to the rest and how it fits in to one of these side hangars. That's not, I mean, these aren't fully developed either, and it's gonna go, you know, as deep as the ship will go, of course. And then they'll be connecting hallways to all three main hangar bays for each ship type. So again, this is a hangar for our light ship variants. Probably the medium ship variants will need a different hangar pad or some type of surface pad to land on instead of having an underground hangar bay, because they are going to be probably about twice the scale of the light ships. And then of course the heavy ships will probably just remain in orbit. I might have to create a space station for those eventually, but that's so far off that I can't even think of anything to make just yet for those. So we can actually kind of move the mining ship out here so you guys can see how it fits just in the overall docking area. Just the doors. So it's probably about 2 to 3 blocks shorter in length than the doors will be. So this does fit down, and you know, when you rise up, it'll just rise up like normal. You can pull away. Usually in reverse is probably the best, because you'll be most likely facing the command tower when you're coming out. And yeah, so I'll just keep working on this in between episodes. It took me a while to figure out how to set up our factories. That took a lot of time just in researching just how to do it in general. I had to watch some tutorials and stuff. And of course, gather some more resources as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, leave a dislike to my videos, and I'll see you guys in the next episode as I rotate away.